dog. No, he's the only president in my lifetime who doesn't have a freaking dog because he
doesn't have a cat either.
He skeeves them, you know?
No, he has no animals.
But, you know,
Okay, so now part of good politics is if you're an animal lover. Okay.
See the colors waving high. Red, white, blue up in the sky.
Criticism from The View, once again, about Jd Vance, Trump, and I guess a whole line of stuff they typically talk about. Let's check this out.
Just a few weeks ago, a lot of Democrats were feeling a little out of sorts about what was going to happen in November, but Vice President Harris continues to build excitement about her presidential campaign, where she's laying out exactly what's at stake. Take a look.
Donald Trump wants to take our country backward. He and his extreme Project 2025 agenda will weaken the middle class. Like, we know we got to take this serious thing. Can you believe they put that thing in writing?
Once again, more lies. And please tell me how Biden and Kamala, or Kamala, whatever you want to say her name is, how in the world did they not weaken the middle class?
We'll stop Donald Trump's extreme abortion bans because we trust women to make decisions about their own body and not have their government.
Once again, could you guys actually imagine this woman as our president? She just continues to lie when he's clearly said he wants, well, not want, he was able to actually get that whole abortion topic back to the states. Which if a community in a certain state has a problem with the policies, then they vote differently. It's that simple.
Tell them what to
You know, now, on the other side of the aisle, rumors are growing that Republicans, are second-guessing their VP choice.
And as you see, guys, this is just an insane amount of glee from the left. And it's just really at this point unhuman to agree with any and anything just on one side. I don't think it's even healthy to agree with everything on the right. So imagine a culture where you're not in and you're not invited, you know, to their circles if you don't agree with the whole agenda.
Oh, yeah.
And resurfaced with a video of Jd Vance, and it's not really helping him connect with a lot of voters. Take a look.
We're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it?
Well, you heard it there. I agree with him. If you look at a lot of these people who are so super far in the left, you'll see that these people fit a certain prototype and a certain image. So he's absolutely right. These are people who are pro getting rid of the children. They're also people who, you know, never had interest in relationships with the opposite sex for any serious type of relationship or marriage. So of course, this is what we've come down to where if you name a fact, it's offensive. And the fact that it offends people is more important than if it's actually true.
Sir. Wow. There are people who have chosen not to have children for whatever reason. There are people who want to have children who cannot. How dare you? You never had a baby. Your wife had a baby, but you never had a baby. So you know nothing about this. And how dare you? And women, you heard how he thinks of you.
Yeah.
This is not good for you.
Once again, the classic, how dare you? She couldn't resist to say that. But once again, they're going to use the minority of what he's talking about as proof that he's wrong, then it's a guilt tactic or shaming tactic they're doing based on what they're insinuating that you're saying and not what you're actually saying.
JD.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, I mean, it's
What
also,
the hell?
It's so mean against, it's so mean against cats. Also. I mean, why do Republicans hate animals? One of them once shot a puppy. Now he's dragging poor cats into the situation. What is their problem with animals? And you know, Trump doesn't have a dog. No, he's the only president in my lifetime who doesn't have a freaking dog because he
doesn't have a cat either.
He skeeves them, you know?
No, he has no animals.
But, you know,
Okay, so now part of good politics is if you're an animal lover. Okay. Like, I can't see how somebody could actually live their life like this. Like, the pay must be really good. That's the only thing I can think of, is that the pay has to be really good. Like, just makes no sense in any other time in history.
I think that to your point that Jd Vance may get the heave-ho, I think it's very hard for Trump to get over the fact that he called him America's Hitler. Even though he reneged on it, he said...
He probably thought it was a compliment.
Well, look at what Kamala said about Biden. Like, let's not forget that. She called him... Well, she played it well. She called him basically a racist, but then said that she's not trying to say he is. But that's the same thing. She made a shot that's supposed to be something very offensive and something you don't want to be associated with within this country in today's times.
Well, I'm sure Trump thinks it's a compliment, yes, for sure. But I mean, it's hard one to get over, I think, when someone calls you the most disgraceful, the most evil person in the world. And now you say, I didn't really mean it.
Well, I find that...
He's history pretty soon, just watch.
Well, in hearing that clip, you know, there's so many places to go. The people that can't have kids, the people that have proudly chosen not to, that. But the part that really disgusts me is that he thinks by the fact that you have children, that's how you look through the lens of politics. I have children, and I can assure you that is not my first thought when I think about politics. My kids are going to obviously be affected by that.
Your kids are most likely not exposed to what the inner cities are exposed to as it relates to the border. The false promises that a specific community or communities are often exposed to when it's election time. There's a conversation magically to be had. You know that. So at the end of the day, of course, you with children might not think the same, just like Mark Zuckerberg. These are people who can build bunkers if anything goes wrong.
But anyone with a heart will look at the moral clarity of the decisions we're making here. The people that are at risk here, like women facing issues about the agencies of their, and he touches on that in his quote, but the agency of their own bodies. I care about all the women that are dealing with that. That's not my body right now. I've done some stuff. But the environment, the fact that whenever we talk about environment, Joy, you always look over me and you say, I worry for my grandchild.
And yours. And
yeah,
your
but I worry for me. It's Mother Earth.
But
We're
anyway,
here to rent it.
I can't take to hear any more of this, but I just wanted to show you guys how these people actually think day to day and the lies and identity politics they hide behind. The only time you even hear them touch on policy, it's a false equivalent to what actually happened. So this is what we're getting day to day on the mainstream. You know, stay clear from the matrix as much as you guys can. I'm Blade Phoenix, over and out.